So far we've talked about the inputs and the outputs to the PI planning process. What we haven't talked about is the process itself. How do we transform that roadmap, that vision, the top 10 features into the team and PI objectives, a program board, and get to the resulting confidence vote? So in SAFE, there is the PI planning 2-day agenda. So this is kind of the standard agenda put forward by Scaled Agile that describes the steps in the process for how we convert those inputs into those outputs. And so what we'll do is we'll walk through this agenda to help you understand what we do during PI planning. Now you notice it's a 2-day event. Most are. Some may extend for 3 days because they're dealing with large distributed teams, and so there's a sort of a pre-planning and after planning. We won't go into that. We'll try to keep the basic idea simple here. So on the first day, you'll notice the morning, and we talk about the business context, the product solution, architecture, vision, development practices, and the planning context and lunch. Well, really, what the morning's about is getting everyone on the same page. Do we all understand, first of all, why we are doing this? A lot of that comes from the business context and the solution, product solution, and vision. So the business context is really just someone, ideally, in a company, the CEO or somebody who's really can get the enthusiasm, the highest level person you can, to stand up in front of everyone saying, this is why this program is important. This is what this program will contribute to the business. This is how it contributes to our strategic business objectives. This really helps get people enthusiastic and inspired as to why we are doing this. The product vision, the architectural vision, both of these are explaining both the business need for what we want to achieve in this PI and also the architecture enhancements or runway that we may be laying down during this PI. Finally, the planning context is a lot actually of what we're going through right now, explaining what the process will be for doing the PI planning. Of course, what's going to be happening is the release train engineer is going to be explaining this, and it'll be all the local variations that will be happening. So, for example, a more detailed explanation of maybe some peculiarities with the way we want to set up the program board or how the teams will communicate with each other. So that's sort of really done by the RT, and it's explaining what are we doing in our context for planning today. So that kind of gives you the morning, of the first day. It's really, why are we doing this, and what do we need to know to be on the same page from a product point of view, from an architectural point of view, and just how we're all going to work together today point of view.